talk about the cost of living. So new figures out today, because it's not just energy, is it? We all know when we go to the supermarket, food prices they've hit a new high today. It's the basics. It's everything, basically. What do we do about it, Graham? The unions say increase the minimum wage. I mean, isn't that a sensible solution?
Well, I think the first thing we should do is recognise that under this government we've got the highest taxes for 70 years since the war, and we should scrap the national insurance rise. We need to make sure that, because it is a jobs tax, it does hit those who are working, and we need to help those people. As for the cost of living crisis, we've got to get the economy going and invest in the long term. But you're right to say that food prices have risen. A loaf of bread has gone from £1.5 to £1.29, £1.30 now. And that's a huge increase in food. You're looking at around 25%, 28% increase there on that particular item, but all items. And that's hitting families and individuals very, very hard. So we've got to look at growth in the economy, and we've got to look at some immediate action around the national insurance rise and what we can do on one or two other bits.
And isn't it nice to hear from a politician, albeit a former one, who knows exactly the price of a loaf of bread? Thank you for that, Graham. Tanya, Graham points out that there is an extremely high tax burden under this government. It's not something that is traditionally associated with Conservative governments. They like to pride themselves on being low tax. Does that concern you? Is that something that the new Prime Minister should tackle straight away?
Yes, and I know your earlier segment, you were saying, oh my gosh, at last we've come down to the last hustings on leadership. But the upside of all the leadership hustings is the party and party members, party activists, which is what I am now, all agreeing on free up people's income and go back to those basics. And remember, Rishi and Liz are heading that way. Now, of course, I completely understand Graham's point about national insurance, but remember that was for the social care. So the point is about the taxes we've had is maintaining as we went, it's forgotten perhaps in immediate consciousness, but we got through COVID. And if I take myself back to that March time with lockdown, which was a new thing in all our experiences, not new for other countries, but I was amazed how we did get through it. And importantly, how jobs were saved. So the tax burden, absolutely, everybody's going to be trying to minimise that. But we still have to protect our core services. And that still has come out in hustings.